developed the Tonkin Resolution gave Johnson a blank check. Now, I'll be honest with you, at that point in time, it didn't affect me. I wasn't 18 yet, and it really had no bearing on me. But it's going to have a bearing on my generation, it's going to have a bearing on my age, and the guys that I went to college with at Iona. Because the war escalated to the point where we had over 500,000 troops in Vietnam by 1968. And so, as a college student, our lives were put on hold. Are we going to be drafted as soon as we get out of college? Are we going to go over to fight in a war? Is our life put on hold? And that will at least ease up somewhat with the military draft lottery that began in 1970. Now, Johnson, I think he could have done great things, and I think John F. Kennedy's presidency will be marked by the Cuban Missile Crisis when he stood up to Khrushchev. He proposed numerous civil rights legislation pieces. I don't think they would have passed if Kennedy had lived, because I think the old boy Democrats in Congress would have said, we're not giving this kid what he wants. Surprisingly and ironically, it was Lyndon Johnson, a Southerner, who actually pushed Kennedy's civil rights legislation through Congress. A, because he knew where the bodies were buried. He had favors he could call in, which he did, but then became very unpopular in the South, which is why of all the sections that voted for him in the 1964 election, the only section that voted for Barry Goldwater was the South. And you would think as a Southerner, that would be the one that would be surefire Democrat. He had great ideas for the war on poverty and the Great Society, and I think he could have made serious inroads on both. Unfortunately, he got caught up in the quagmire of Vietnam. He didn't know how to get out of it. And more of the money that was set aside for the war on poverty got switched to the war in Vietnam.